Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You guys know why you're here. And today we're talking because I wanted to quickly recap a portion of Mel's TikTok live today. Your girl just got back because the NFL season started. So your girl was at the game. I'll probably talk about that in another video. But nonetheless, I wanted to quickly give my thoughts on what BONDY, Blue, and Mel spoke. And as I was watching her segment, I couldn't help but think in the back of my mind, and it was giving me like flashbacks. I was thinking of how, you know, when Mel first came on the scene with the show, how Carlos King was parading Mel around everywhere, all these interviews, was hyping her up, how Dr. Heavenly, you know, was hyping Mel up, how Tasha K even was hyping Mel up, how Funky Dineva was hyping Mel up, all these people, even Crystal XO, I believe too, and even somebody else that has 500,000 subscribers, they all were hyping Mel up at one point, right? All these same people. And one by one, when it was beneficial for them, they decided to pivot and just be completely Team Martell. And not just completely Team Martell, but elevate the 10-year mistress to something more than what she ever was. And then to take it a step further, such as Tasha K's recent interview with Martell, make it as though, oh, Mel knew what the situation was with the mistress this whole time. That's your girlfriend. That's your, you know, you nobody's with the mistress, you know, that long if it doesn't mean something. Girl, what? If it means something so bad, why is it taking nearly 5 years for Martell to make an honest woman out of this said mistress, right? Why is Martell still allegedly entertaining other women, right? And why is Martell still obsessed with Mel's personal life if you supposedly have moved on? Let's talk about it all. Let's air it all out there, because there were some very concerning things that was said that Mel elaborated a little bit more on. So first and foremost, Mel wanted to, you know, there was some questions about how Destiny's moving, basically. And Mel basically said, listen, Destiny's up here giving up all these apologies, like freebies, out at this girls' trip, primarily off camera, primarily to present this image on camera as if everything is cool, and it's Mel that's being the difficult one, it's Mel that's being defensive. Rinse, wash, and repeat every season, right? And then, you know, after the girls' trip, after Mel's checking on everybody, making sure everybody's good, making sure everybody's mental health is good, that was when Destiny went on this podcast tour. So for Mel, there were two reasons that she completely was done with Destiny. One is the fake stuff with you pretending to, well, technically there's three things. The fake stuff from the girls' trip, pretending everything was good and that everything was going to be hashed out, knowing daggone well, y'all weren't cool, right? And two, after the girls' trip, basically running around town, bashing Mel, and then taking it a step further and bashing her in interviews, right? And then the flat out lie about Mel and LeBaric, right? And then thirdly, which was the most disrespectful thing, was the tomfoolery with hanging out with Martell's side chick and the kids and posting and filming the kids on social media, knowing Mel can't even post her own kids on social media. And now the most recent thing, the most recent disrespect in the boundaries was there was a recent tennis match that Mel has talked about with her daughter. Talked about everybody who was there, but this other thing of Destiny expecting Mama Van to acknowledge her and engage with her and interact with her as if she has not been dragging her daughter and lying on her daughter on 50 million podcasts, it's the audacity for me. And it's like Destiny wants to present, kind of like what Bonnie Blue was saying, wants to present that she's this demure, she's this classy woman, she's all these things, but deep down, it's all an act. She is no better than anyone else. She is just as messy, if not worse. She's trifling,
but then wants to get on her soapbox and paint the picture that Mel is all these things. And it turned into just basically a hate fest because you don't have any tea on Mel. You're trying to dig up archives of things from years ago to make fetch happen, which should tell you you really don't have an issue other than you can't have access to Mel anymore, right? And so then there was a question about, what is going on with the Let's Be Honest and all those of you who know, and these allegations against Mel, right? And from videos and things that we saw, well, Mel said, listen, she's like, I'm going to come out here and defend myself and defend my character. She said she has no problem with the community. She said that her brother is GAY. She's hung out with plenty of people who are GAY. So she does not understand why now all of a sudden they just want to label Mel a certain thing. And she said she feels it is a projection, right? And even, that was what Bonnie Blue said too as well, that there's some people who feel as though they're projecting. Maybe they're not comfortable in their skin to just be out with it. And even compared it also to some of the people on another reality show, Married to Madison, that maybe they're just not comfortable being out with it. So they feel if they can just project it onto other people, then that takes the heat off of them. But actually, it makes you look a little bit more suspicious. And Mel alluded to that I guess some of the ladies were out at the strip club during this girls trip, were out doing some things on this girl trip, but wanted to have the audacity to feed out to other bloggers that it was Mel that was being inappropriate with Lauren, making false allegations that Mel was being inappropriate with Dr. Shanita Foster. Can you make it make sense? Where are the receipts? Where are the receipts? And this is the problem I have. You're flat out lying on Mel and just expecting her to just remain silent to give validity to your lies. But really, Mel was waiting to see how far your lies were going to go. And then once it became completely and utterly insane, Mel came out and defended herself and said, if y'all keep doing this, y'all are about to be served with some lawsuits on top of it because it's getting ridiculous. And so then as well, Mel was asked directly about how Tisha is moving, how Tisha pretends everything is cool, everything is on the up and up with Mel, but she is basically copying Mel. She is trying to act like she's a producer on the show now. She's trying to copy all of Mel's moves and things that Mel has done previously in business and all these things, try to get her glam up, try to get, all these things up, and trying to make herself seem like she's a part of some power couple with Marceau. And she was trying to get Mel, and I saw what was happening. She was trying to get Mel to say, drag Tisha, drag her for what she is, and all these things. But here is my take on why Mel is not giving the answers to Tisha that people are expecting her to. I think the difference between Tisha and Destiny, and I will stand on this, right? The difference between Tisha and Destiny is that Mel and Tisha were real friends and had been friends a lot longer. There was a lot of things that Mel had did to help out Tisha, whether it was becoming an AKA in the grad chapter, whether it was about, being a part, helping Tisha get involved in the charitable organizations. Remember in the earlier seasons where Marceau did not want Letitia to leave the house, regardless of her degrees, and wanted her to be a stay-at-home wife and all these things. And it was, with the encouragement of Mel and Mel's connections, that Tisha was been able to be exposed to another world, right? Because really in those earlier seasons before the Martell starting the Marceau has 20 girlfriends thing, it was actually Letitia, regardless of how her mom felt, regardless of how other people felt, still genuinely wanted to be Mel's friend. It actually was Kimmy that was being the messiest at the time, right? But now it's kind of shifted, right? Whereas Kimmy is not as messy, but she's still messy because she still keeps making these side comments that are unnecessary. But it's more so Tisha now. It's kind of flipped. It's more so Tisha now who is just actively trying to find ways to quote unquote get back at Mel. And it's obvious, and it's not even who Tisha is. But she feels for whatever reason this is her big kickback. This is her big one, right? But I think more than anything, Mel is extremely hurt by Tisha's actions. She sees what Tisha is doing. But on the flip side, what can Mel do? Just cuss everybody out on every scene on the show if she plans on staying? She's already expressed that she's sick of how Funny Unhooked is moving on the social media platforms, dragging Mel unnecessarily and mercifully, right? She can't do anything. She pretends that it doesn't exist. She pretends she can't control her mom. And then she does the same type of tomfoolery with inviting Destiny on this girls' trip. She does the same type of tomfoolery, trying to orchestrate scenes and instigate scenes with Mel and Destiny, knowing daggone well they're not cool. And then Bondy Blue brought up the fact that, how the show has pivoted, right? When they thought that they could pull, what happened to Mariah Huck on Married to Madison and try to get Mel off of her own show, when everybody thought that they could just have a go at Mel and they could just see how far they could push her, they could try to ice her off her own show, they could try all of these things, and once it didn't work, once the ratings took a plummet, they had to pivot and get Mel back into, the fold and get her back into the show and get back to showing her in regular storylines, right? But then they messed up by trying to make this Millimeter storyline a thing and trying to make Stormy's warehouse thing about Mel a thing. And then the ratings took a dip again. And so, Mel was diplomatic in this answer because it also involved throwing shade at Carlos King, because Carlos King is very much nice nasty to people. When he tries to give you, and to me, nice nasty is like where he'll give you like a backhanded compliment, but it's still throwing shade, basically trying to leave you at a certain level or trying to diminish you to a certain level when you know that you're the bomb.com, right? And so, Mel basically is not throwing shade, but is basically saying, listen, I know the people in this cast who are still actively throwing dirt on my name besides Destiny. That's what she essentially was saying without saying, right? I know the people who are still actively partaking in a smear campaign against me, and I'm going to utilize it to my advantage, right? Because people want me to leave the show. I'm not going to leave the show. People, want this to be my last season. Why? Right? You need me. You need me. I'm the star. I'm the reason the ratings are going to exist or they're not. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my position. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to partake and, dive in when I need to. But then I'm going to sit back and watch other things unfold. And then when it's time for me to hit the jackpot, when it's time for me to pull the reverse Uno, I got you. It is how I took that, right? And so then there was questions as far as, Dr. Heavenly and how she's been phony and kind of two-faced as far as reaching out to Mel, knowing she was just being messy on Messy Mondays, and Bondy Blue wanted to express anytime that she's reached out to Mel, it had been completely genuine on her part and all these things. And it's sad that we have to come to this, you guys. It is sad because here's the thing, and Bondy Blue expressed this as well. Nobody is ever saying anybody on this cast is perfect, right? And the problem that people have is, if you don't like Mel, that's your prerogative, right? But you get mad at people defending Mel when she is in the right of a situation. And that's weird. If she's right in a situation, there shouldn't be a problem with you defending her, whether you are considered a Mel-a-meter, a Mel supporter or not. But this thing where it has to be that it just has to be an all-out hate campaign on Mel or the coverage on the cast isn't fair is completely and utterly bogus. If the cast contributed more than their obsession with Mel, we'd have more things to talk about, you guys. But the problem is, the cast has reduced their own lives to surrounding themselves around everything that went around with Mel and Tel, right? They decided to just latch on to that And they'll be like, okay, we'll just be like the fans. We'll just be like the bloggers. We'll just give commentary on all the Mel and Tel drama. And that way, our lawsuits, our arrests, our convictions, our liens on our houses, all of these things, all of that can be swept under the rug. All alleged affairs, whether past, present, or future, all that can be swept under the rug. And we could just make Mel and Tel the storyline, right? Until people caught on, right? And then it wasn't fun and games anymore. Right? And then at the time, a lot more bloggers were calling out the nonsense and calling out the BS, right? And so what's happening is, and for me, I don't care who likes who's in support of who. I just prefer people to tell the truth, right? And stop using, letting their bias or their personal issues get involved, right? Because for me, it's not personal. I don't know these people, don't have their phone numbers, never been in contact with them personally. It's different from somebody just leaving like a nice little comment on your video or that sort of thing versus like being full-fledged. Hey, we're meeting in person. Hey, we're talking on the phone. Hey, we're, in each other's emails and DMs constantly. No. It's not personal at all. But these people take it personal. They think that because they're on a reality show, and if they have a fan base or they have people that like them, that you're only allowed to say positive things about them, which is completely and utterly ridiculous. Mel understands. Mel knows, listen, I know I'm not perfect. Mel knows, listen, I know I've made mistakes. And also, Mel knows, hey, if I need to be messy, if need be, it's going to happen. But also Mel knows, hey, if you're lying on my name, if you're flat out just saying foolishness, I'm going to come out eventually and set y'all straight. I'm going to come out eventually and drag you. And that's the part people don't like, right? The same people who want Mel to be messy want to be particular on what Mel is messy about. No, right? Because if it was against Martell, y'all are like, oh, yeah, right? But if it's about somebody else in the cast, it's like, oh, now Mel's being petty. Mel's being difficult now. But it's okay for the same people to be on 100 podcasts just bashing Mel unprovoked. But lying in Mel's face, telling her everything's good between them. And giving her unlimited numbers of apologies as if there's no beef. No. It doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that at all. So that was the other thing too. And then also the other thing was also kind of speaking to, the comparison of the TV show Unreal. That show is about, it was some former producers actually that used to be on The Bachelor, the TV show The Bachelor on ABC. And basically how far they're willing to, have some of these producers work one-on-one with different people on the show to try to get a certain scene, to try to get a certain reaction, to try to get, a certain soundbite or to get a fight or to get something very dramatic happen that they feel is going to pull in ratings for the show. Even if it's completely wrong, even if it's completely against the morals and the values, right? And so, nonetheless, Mel, again, was just very diplomatic about it, basically, because basically she was asked, hey, do you have your producer hat on, and how you're just moving these days and all of that. And so Mel, again, I felt she was, like, kind of diplomatic because at the same token, right, as much as, Mel needs to just burn the show up in flames, she admitted that she only has watched the last 3 episodes. And what are the last 3 episodes? Primarily about this girls' trip, the invite to the girls' trip, and the 2 episodes of the girls' trip thus far, right? So, nonetheless, Mel is keeping it cute to an extent to basically let the people know, hey, I'm still involved in the show, but I'm going to be messy when need be, and I am paying attention to all of you. But I just wish everybody had all of their facts before just going on the smear campaigns. But it's clear to me the cast feels away now that they need Mel. As much as they want Mel to be gone, they can't get rid of her. And the other piece that Mel dropped was that there's people that are still telling her things. that are still letting her know, that are keeping her up on game, like, listen, so-and-so in the cast is doing X, Y, and Z. So-and-so in the cast is still talking greasy about you, even though they're playing in your face and pretending everything's cool. And that is where Mel is playing her cards accordingly with certain people. So for those reasons, I get it. I get how Mel is moving. And then Mel also talked about Martel. And also talked about the fact that, I didn't know this Devin Keith rumor was still happening. I thought that outburst on social media where he tagged Devin Keith, the congressman, I thought that was the end of it. I didn't know Martel took it a step further and involved the kids. And again, this is where I have the issue where people go so hard in the paint for Martel. You are trying to poison the kids against their mother. And you are going as far as any event that Mel is got going on, whether it's a charity event, whether it is a concert, whatever it is, you're trying to paint whatever male is in that flyer as Mel's boyfriend. And Mel said she has never been alone on any occasion with Devin Keith, and that any events that they have been a part of together has been a part of several people together. So how is he being singled out as Mel's boyfriend, and Martel is willy-nilly telling the kids, oh yeah, that event that Mel went to with the other person that's running against, with that lady that's going to be running for Congress woman or whatever, the man that she's running against is Mel's boyfriend. So she was just there to, it's like, what? No, you've lost your mind. But these are the examples coupled with Martel and Destiny continuing to fuel out these lies about Mel to the cast. And the sad thing is this cast eats it up. Whether deep down they know it's not true and want to believe it because they don't like Mel, or they don't have the balls to just flat out fact check with Mel when it's said, because secretly they want to see her humiliated anyways, even if she's not with Martel anymore, which is also weird behavior. And then we also got to, which was, I was so happy that Bondi Blue clocked it, because it's like sometimes you feel like only a few people see the situation for what it is. And that was in regards to this whole Sonny Moses and Destiny saga, right? One, not just, the ambush from, what happened at the podcast with Mel and Carlos King of just, springing Sonny and Moses on there out of nowhere. And Mel gave the comment that she thought that she was going to be celebrated. She thought Carlos King had a genuine surprise for her. She didn't know that this whole Sonny and Moses thing was going to be introduced as a storyline for the show. So that took her back. That threw her off guard. She thought that this was supposed to be about a celebration about Mel personally inviting, all of her supporters that were able to attend and all these things. And it turned into a whole nother thing. And then clocking as well all of this love for Destiny and the Sonny and Moses thing, elevating, Destiny as if her and Moses had this long-term love story, that they were married with kids, that they had all of these things happening. But when you literally had a situation like that, when Mel was married to Martel, when Mel was, the mother of his kids and married to him, and they're trying to manage their life as entrepreneurs and raising a family and working with the comeback group, and the cheating scandal hit, the whole cast just ran behind Martel and rallied for Martel. Did not offer any level of support for Mel. Or if they did, it wasn't on the show. They're on the show talking about, oh, let me expose the mistress. Why does the mistress have a matching BMW with Martel? No. That is not support. That is not girl code. Why are you elevating a mistress? But yet when it comes to Destiny, who knowingly got involved with Moses, when he also was not, he was not completely single. He had somebody, and Destiny was fine being the weekend chick out in the hotel, waiting for him to be done with his main lady, and then entertaining Destiny, i.e. a booty call, i.e. an entanglement. It was fine. But for the show, now all of a sudden, this was a serious thing, and we have to drop everything. We have to choose destiny, and we have to pretend as if this Moses thing isn't sus, and you still won't talk about LeBaric. And you still won't run LeBaric the 20K you owe. But we're supposed to get down and feel a certain way about Sonny and Moses. No. And you guys are being the same hypocrites that were not there for Mel. And didn't give a crap what Mel was going through. But then when Mel fights back, when Mel responds, now Mel's the problem. Now Mel's bitter. Now Mel can't get over Martel. No. No. It's all Martel that is fueling all this chaos and all these lies, and people are allowing it due to their hatred and jealousy of Mel. Because if you don't hate her, if you're not jealous of her, you should be able to see the bigger picture. That Martel's completely unhinged. And he is still on his petty wop, and he is still on this revenge tour, and it needs to stop. And Destiny, nobody cares about you and Moses. We don't. We do not. So stop elevating him like he was this great man, like he was the man of all of these things. And, out of nowhere, out of the blue, things just abruptly ended and in comes Sonny. No. You knew the exact type of dude you were dealing with. And you didn't care about the women he was entertaining on the side. You just care that Sonny was able to marry him. That's what this is about. Which brings us back to, the whole thing with, trying to make the lesbianis allegations. And again, you have Destiny in the middle of that too. What is your real issue, Destiny? Do you have secret crushes on Mel and Sonny? Allegedly. Because that's what it's giving. It was more about proving something to humiliate Mel and humiliate Sonny than it was because you didn't really go hard against Moses and you didn't really go hard against Martel. So it's giving you want some sort of validation or more from Mel and Sonny to, I don't know. I don't know if it's for your ego. I don't know if it's for your confidence. I don't know what it's for. But it's very obvious what it's not. And it's weird. It's very weird, right? So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.